Hey, who is it? Hold up, man. This motherfucker here.
Ay, boy.
God damn. One sec. Hey, welcome to Fred's house. Let's get it going.
Big German.
Yeah.
You know that, I know that, we know. I take off like Mike from the free throw. Big stunning, no evil Knievel. We're rapping, there's really no equal.
Hey.
You know that, I know that, we know. I take off like Mike from the free throw.
Hey.
Been dropping these rhymes that are lethal. Murking these tracks as a sequel. Ooh, you know that, I know that, we know.
Hey.
I take off like Mike from the free throw.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Fred's house. And today, we got Mr. J-Lopez in the house. What's going on, my man? And I know we've been talking for a minute to get this thing going, but busy men, busy lives. It's hard to make things align. Holy shit, I should be a rapper. That shit like just totally lined up with each other.
Yeah, I thought you were about to start spitting some bars right now. I didn't know what was happening.
Hey, man, so shit. Big ups to you, man, for joining the podcast. I mean, I've been wanting this to happen. I know we've been trying.
Yeah, for sure.
We've been trying. Me being a truck driver, you working out there and doing your thing. But again, hey, welcome to the podcast, brother.
Definitely, man. It's a pleasure to be here, man.
Yeah. Hey, well, before we get to going, we're going to have a quick word from the sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by Joe's Hat Co., the best damn little hat company in America. They have their own line of original products and also specialize in custom merch. Joe's Hat Co., located at 605 Noosa Street in George West, Texas. That's joeshatco.com. And don't forget to use promo code FRED at checkout. That's FRED to get 5% off of everything in store with a minimum of $35 and get free shipping and handling. This podcast is brought to you by STX Food Truck Rentals. You ever want to start your own food truck business and don't know the first step to take? Well, STX Food Truck Rentals has it all for you. A variety of equipped, ready-to-go trucks, expert guidance at every step of your food truck journey. That's stxfoodtruckrentals.com. View the trucks, pick the one that you love, and get the guidance you need to get started on your food truck journey. STX Food Truck Rentals. And we're back, guys. Now, officially, before we start, are you down to do some smelling salts to kick this thing off?
Yeah, man. Yeah, let's get it going.
Yeah?
Fuck it.
I get everybody on this, man. You sure you down?
I mean, shit. Yeah, I can't be the only motherfucker not to do it, goddamn.
All right, let's get to it. Let's put the outro music. Ooh, it's been a minute. Hey.
Now, I ain't gonna take no big ass whiff like you are now, goddamn it.
Hey. Bottoms up.
Woo. Yeah, y'all saw my face. Good, goddamn.
Oh my God.
See, I didn't even take a whiff like he did. Lord Jesus, that motherfucker's out of control.
Santa madre, ahorita vemos qué pedo.
God.
Hey, fun fact about that, man. When I was in the military, I had a partner tell me to do that shit one time, but I didn't let him go first, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, "Yeah, bro, just big ass whiff, like." And I was like, man,
shit.
I was like, man, all right, I got you. He was like, but if you don't do it hard, you're not gonna feel anything. And I was like, all right, cool. Man, I hit it, right? I'm like damn near right. It's like smoking a joint or something. I hit it and man, I felt it burn my throat. I said, my eyes got watery. He started laughing. I was like, bro, you almost killed me right now, man. And he was like, bro, I didn't think you were gonna do it. I was like, man, I don't mess with no smelling salt, bro. Like,
bro, this is the third time I do this. This is the new one, and third time I get tears out of my eyes, bro.
Well, see, luckily I had my Lokes on because everybody would have seen my face when y'all actually look at this. go back and rewind it. I did a little trick I learned where I keep my finger on top, so right. I don't get the full whiff.
Okay.
I just get the little, but
you get a little bit.
But that was enough for me, bro.
Damn, man. Oh, woof. That's why I put this thing on there.
Yeah.
Santa madre, ahorita vemos qué
Hey.
pedo.
Yeah, I feel that. That's exactly.
Oh,
I
man.
almost started talking tongues and
Yeah,
everything.
hell yeah. Oh, shit, man. So, all right, man. Let the people know who you are, what it is that you do, and we'll take it on from there, man.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Full government is.
Well, do you want to put the whole full government out?
Full government is not up for discussion, right? So you just, I tell everybody, like when everybody's like J-Lopez, I'm like, you ever seen Men in Black? And you know Will Smith's character is just the letter J.
Yeah,
that's my name too.
Mr. J.
Don't J-A-I, J-A-Y, J-A-A, none of it. Just the letter J. The
That's
letter
it.
in the alphabet. And then the last name Lopez, man. But yeah, I go by J-Lopez.
Okay.
I rep my label Music Corruption. It's in Houston, Texas.
Hey, big ups to them, man.
Shout out to that boy George, man.
Yeah.
MC George. And then I came down here, obviously, and, you know, I kind of branched it out. So I have Music Corruption Southern Empire.
Okay.
So, you know, I had the rep coming further down south. So that's why I implemented the Southern. Excuse me. And obviously, you know, incorporating multiple aspects. That's why I put the Empire part right there. So it's so funny because the head of the label is from a neighborhood in Houston called Manchester.
Oh, okay.
So it's all like a play and like a shout out to his neighborhood, right? Because where we're from in Houston, it's the southeast area. So growing up, I lived in the opposite neighborhood from Manchester. It's a small neighborhood in Houston.
Southeast area. So what? Kind of by like the Baytown?
Nah, so it's before that. So and I'll clear that up right now. I'm glad Fred said that. For everybody who talks about Houston, you get a lot of perpetrators, bro. So, and the reason I say that is because you will get a lot of you will get a lot of cats from Baytown, from LaPorte, from Pasadena, from Deer Park, and they will say that they're from Houston. And I honestly, I've always grown up, bro, and not just because I'm from Houston, but like I feel that is just like a slap in the face in where you're from.
Yeah.
Like just say where you're from, big dog. Like
yeah, exactly. It's like here in the Valley. It's like Laredo claims to be from the Valley, but it's like you're not from the Valley. Just because you have 956 don't mean you 956.
Hey, man, hold on. I got into a big argument about that. Technically, you know, Laredo's the OG 956.
Is it?
Yes, and a lot of people don't know. I learned this from some of the cats when I first came out here. The original area code for the Valley used to be 210.
Really?
Yeah, used to be 210.
Did not know that. And that's because I'm a Valley native.
Yeah. So man, hey,
or it's a Mandela effect.
Yeah, it could be
It
that
could
too.
be that.
It could be that too. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I tell a lot of people, even though I'm from Houston, man, I got a lot of love for the Valley. Like I wouldn't change living here now, residing here.
Of course.
Like,
so you're born and raised in Houston.
Yeah, born and raised in Houston all my life. John R. Harris Elementary, Dede Middle School.
Oh shit, okay.
Charles H. Milby.
So, I mean, I give a lot of shit to people because I'm a truck driver and I hate driving through Houston. So I'm just not a fan of Houston. So first of all, just to clear it up, because a lot of people are like, oh, you're a fucking hater that you talk shit about Houston. Okay. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan since I've been a child, like a child, like younger than your son, probably. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My dad was a Dallas Cowboy fan back in the Too Tall Jones day. You know what I mean?
Bullet Bob Hayes,
all that good shit. And then my dad was a San Francisco and then Houston Oilers.
Oh,
okay.
Man.
And I was like, oh, you traitor. Yeah. You know what I mean? So then it was Houston Oilers, then Houston Oilers went to shit.
Yeah.
They became Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Houston's getting another team.
Yep.
And my dad was like, Houston, Texas, you've never even been to Houston, my guy.
Man,
like, damn.
Man, now, you know what? And I tell everybody that too, because it's funny, right? So, I mean, I'm talking about born and bred. I was born in LBJ Hospital in the north side of Houston, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I was raised there my whole life. But the same thing you said, my father, he's a Cowboys fan.
Okay.
And he was born in 45, so he's actually older than the fucking Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when
Well, he knows about the Dallas Texans.
Yeah, he knows about the Dallas Texans that moved to the Chiefs.
A lot of people don't know about Dallas Texans.
Yeah, so and that's what I'm saying. The Dallas Texans and the Cowboys were the two teams jacking for position.
Yeah.
And then the Cowboys, won it out, and the Texans ended up moving to Kansas City, and they became the Chiefs.
Yep.
But yeah, my pops has been a Cowboys fan since Tom Landry, Roger Staubach, the original, the original OG Cowboys. So I hear what you're coming from, and imagine I'm damn near public enemy number one when it comes to being from Houston, because even my friends, family, they'll be like, bro, how can you be from the city and like the Cowboys? And I'm like, motherfuckers, y'all like Green Bay and Minnesota.
You're not even from over there.
Yeah, you don't even got family. You don't even know you don't even know one city limit, no county, you don't even know the area code of that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be a fan, and you trying to jock from my position when I'm still repping Texas, man.
Yeah.
So
and then I've had experiences going out to Houston, like visiting people, and it just, I mean, I love Houston for the melting pot of culture that it is. You know what I mean, dude? You go to the Galleria, and it's just like
everything.
All ethnicities is out there,
everything.
and it's beautiful. It's great. It's cool. But the traffic, fucking hate it. It's trash, garbage. Nobody knows how to drive out there. All of y'all suck and need to get your fucking licenses revoked.
It's crazy. It's crazy because we say that too. And I mean, this is coming from a native Houstonian himself. One of the big reasons why I won't go back to a bigger city like that is because of the traffic.
Bro, you go to Dallas, Texas. You go to Dallas to Fort Worth is about 25, 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
But if you go at the right time, that 25, 30 minutes is 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, it's the same.
It's ridiculous.
Same thing in Austin.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell everybody. I mean, but at the end of the day, you know what? It's so funny because 90%, and I'm probably being biased, right? But I'm going to say 95 to 90% of them are people that don't drive good, that ain't native to the area.
Yeah.
You got a lot of people that move from wherever. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And just like you said, and then people don't know how to, accommodate to the way traffic is. They don't know how to accommodate to the way the road work is being done.
Yeah.
And then it causes longer times.
Exactly. And the biggest problem is this. This is the biggest issue. And I've actually want to have a truck driver on here so we can kind of go back and forth on these things. But what causes traffic jams is people wanting to jump from the fast lane to back to this lane because they got to exit now. But then they want to jump on the fast lane because they want to get to their exit.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of this cutting people off, and then people start braking, and then everyone starts brake checking, and then there goes 20 minutes, and then there goes an accident.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say, the quintessential accident. See, this is the biggest thing. Most people that drive with me, like, I drive a little above the speed limit, but I'm normally just cruising. Like, if you go somewhere with me, I never rush because I'm always on time. So I leave with a good amount of time, so I don't have to worry about getting there for the fact traffic, et cetera, et cetera.
Like a drumline.
It's funny you bring that up because
I live by that creed, bro.
Man, look, to be on time is to be early. So it's funny you say that because that's why I learned it too, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's because in Houston, like I said, going back to J.R. Harris, shout out to Jimmy Cavett, man.
Hey, shout out to that guy.
Man, he came to a primary majority Hispanic elementary school and brought the drum line, and we went to predominantly black schools in all of Houston, and we were winning first place.
No shit.
Just off the ground running. Like we would come and then and shout out, you know what I'm saying? I went to J.R. Harris Elementary where it's black and Hispanic, but you got the ESL and all that shit like that. But it's primarily in a Hispanic area in the Southeast, right? So that's why I say a primarily Hispanic school.
Yeah.
But our drum line was only made up of 98% Hispanics. The black kids that were there, for whatever reason, didn't want to be in the drum line. You know what I'm saying? Which was weird, right? But we went out there, our first competition against schools that have been having drum lines for 10, 15 years, whatever the case, and we won the very first competition at Cullen Middle School. We won first place.
No shit.
Yeah, so and then, I mean, that's what he taught us. To be on time is to be early. To be early is to be on time. To be late is unexcusable. So
I remember when I first heard it in drumline, he's like, if you're early, if you're on time, you're late.
Yeah, you have to
be early, you're on time.
Yeah, and seeing, I live by that, man, and it's funny because my son Lucas is here, right? Shout out
Yeah.
to my boy. But I
Big
tell him,
shout out to Lucas.
I tell him all the time, like when I was his age, because I would, he's 9, so I joined the drum line at 9. By the time I was 9 years old, I was already able to do like 40 push-ups because I would get in so much trouble.
Yeah.
And my drum, like I said, my drum line instructor, Jimmy Cavett, he didn't play, man. And 90% of the time, I was learning music in push-up position.
Damn.
So it got me right, man. Like
That's what's up. And you know what? I fucked up. I should have got into the drumline because all I ever wanted to do after seeing drumline was just hit the snares.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, man. I wasn't a big snare guy. My left, right? It's funny, right? My left hand, I can't do certain doubles.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I can do single play on the snare, but I can't double up. Yeah. I can do it with my right hand, right? Obviously,
okay.
right. I'm right-handed, but I can't do it with the left.
Yeah.
But I started off cymbals at first
Mm-hmm.
because I would get in a lot of trouble. So. Like I said, Mr. Jimmy, he didn't play that, but it was cold. I was cold. I was, twirling through my legs, spinning out. Bro, I was doing the Matrix before that shit even had a name. But from there, I went from that to the bass drum, and I was banging the bass drum, the big 40-inch, man. And in high school, I got some weight, but in high school I was the same size, but I was like $140.
Oh, okay.
And I was carrying a 40-inch bass. You couldn't even see me coming around, but I'm telling you, man. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not being facetious when I say this, but man, I was thundering it by myself. I'm talking about I could go against 4 or 5 guys from Westbury, from Jones, from Sterling, man, and I'm banging them out on the bass, man. I'm talking about just thunder. And then from bass, I went to tenor. I like tenor because it was a little bit more
Okay.
it was a smaller instrument compared to the bass. But I felt like the tenor and the snare were the ones that got the most shine because there's being certain things where you could break it down.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And you getting jiggy and whatnot. And I got the tenor drum and I could get the tenor drum and be like, hey, I could do that to you too, girl. Bring your ass over here.
So clearly you've been fucking with music since a young age.
Yeah.
So at that time when you were doing the drums, were you about hip hop and rap, or was it other?
Well, see, honestly, man, I got into hip hop, and it's funny, not because of my friends, because of my aunts, right?
Oh, okay.
They were real big on Screwed Up Click, Ghetto Boys, and then this is during the time my sister, she actually, I think my sister and my aunt, they actually went to school with Carlos Coy, SPM.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like I said, we're from the Smith Edition, which is right across the street from Milby High School. So if you listen to SPM and you know that one song that he says, I've been slanging since I got kicked out of Milby, that's the high school he's talking about. And I'm literally grew up across the street from that high school. Like that was all in my range. But I mean, they got me into hip hop. My pops, man, he's an old school cat. Like I said, he's born in the 40s. So before I was born, my sister and my aunts, they would tell me he was real into the Hano music.
Yeah.
But when I grew up with him, he was more into oldies and country. Right? And I guess more so because that's what he grew up in. So he put me on Al Green.
I was about to ask, when you say oldies, talk to me, man.
Yeah, I'm to Al Green. I'm talking about James Brown. I'm talking about Smokey Robinson, The Temptations, Lenny Williams, Sam Cooke,
Lenny Williams,
Bobby Womack. I mean, anything you could think of. And then he was listening to 90s country. So George Strait, Garth Brooks
and Dunn, Travis
Brooks and Dunn.
Tritt,
There was some
Travis.
there was other cats he was listening to, but they probably weren't as famous. There was a Mexican country singer he used to listen to. Something last name Rodriguez. I can't remember his first name, but there's a specific song, and I can't remember it now. But as soon as we wrap up, I'm gonna remember it, right?
Yeah.
But it was a song that I remember him listening to. But I mean, music has technically always been a part of my existence, man. Since I was a young kid, man.
Okay.
So when I got into hip hop, like I said, it was more from my sister and my aunt. And it's funny because I let my kids do the same thing, right? So I'm real big on discipline. So my kids are probably one of the very few that are still yes sir, no ma'am, all of that. but when they get in the car, they know it's game time.
It's music.
Because especially if I put hip hop on, I tell them, if you want to say those words, you
Say
better say
'em.
that shit with
Yeah.
conviction.
Say it
So
with your
like
chest.
one of the biggest things is so funny, like a family song that we sing, and I say right family because it's really not a family song, but it's Ludacris, Move Bitch.
Oh yeah.
And man, my kids go crazy on the hook, and it's so funny because my son PJ, I've been listening to Move Bitch Get Out the Way since it came out, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But my son PJ, I'm talking about, he learned it where, like, if I rap the Ludacris's verse, Mystical comes in on the second verse.
Yeah.
My son knows Mystical's whole verse.
Really?
And it's pretty graphic if you know that song.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm like, when I first heard him, I looked, but I was like, damn. And I was like, listen, outside of the truck, you can't say anything he said. But inside the truck, we will get on it. Like,
you good.
That's when everybody gets the free pass. Because even my daughter, she's 6, she'll jam a song. Like, there's like a girl singer, and she has a song called ABCDEFU.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And my daughter sings it. She's like, Dad, can I say it? And I was like, baby, are we in the truck? She was like, yes, sir. And I was like, get it. She's like, fuck you and your mom. And she gets it, boy. Like, and then that's what I'm saying. Like, I try to incorporate that with my kids too, man. But like I said, tailing back into it, the reason why I say that is because my sister used to do that with me.
Okay.
She used to have a Mustang. And she would be like, yeah, you know, when we're here, you can say whatever they say on the music. And I was like, what? And like I said, I wasn't really hearing music like that because I was jamming oldies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Marvin Gaye. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no mountain high. And then, you know, and then I go from that to like, you know, whatever it is you could think of.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, like I'm a kid. So of course, you know, you want to say that because you think you're winning.
Yeah.
But then, you know, I get into middle school. And that's what really like put me on hip hop because I had a friend of mine who passed away. His name's Frank Caballero.
Okay.
And he was probably like the first person I ever rapped with just playing, right? 'Cause in Houston, you grow up freestyling, you know, off the lunch, you know.
Yeah. Old school with the pencil.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and we would just be in Miss Vonderhaar's class, English. Shout out to Miss Vonderhaar.
Hey, shout out to you.
And she would let us do whatever, right? Because it's so funny because I was like in a pre-AP.
Oh, okay.
So like they want you to express yourself so
Yeah,
you could
yeah,
get
yeah.
away with stuff.
Uh-huh.
So as long as it was creative ability, she'd kind of let us do what we wanted to.
Yeah.
So I'd be right there. And then that's when I really ran into, you know, kids that are a couple years older than I am. And one of them right now, he's actually in the same label as me, man. So he kind of paved the way, man. His name is J-Lopez.
Okay.
But he goes by Haifa.
Oh, okay.
And I heard him and a couple of other guys that I knew. Like I only knew them by like associates.
Yeah.
But then obviously, you know, as I got a little older, we started running together. But man, I heard them rap, and I was like, holy shit! Like these are kids, and it's not to brag on them. And I tell everybody like, if you know somebody that does something good, man, you should acknowledge that shit, right?
Yeah.
So like I was like struck, like, and I almost say like starstruck because I'm over here beating on the table, thinking I'm rhyming, and I'm pretty sure 95% of what I was saying was ass anyway. But they're already doing CDs like in 7th and 8th grade, man.
Oh shit.
And on beats, man. And I was like, holy shit, like, and 80% of their songs didn't sound bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, like obviously production could have been better.
Yeah.
But their
7th grade,
you know, but their lyrics were like, whoa, shit.
Okay.
So it kept me timid for a while where I would just freestyle here and there. And then finally one day, you know, when I really started linking with them because we'd get high, you know, obviously the shit that you shouldn't be doing in high school. But I freestyled with a partner named Javi. And then he was like, hey, bro, this and that. This is who, you know, I do music with, Shad. And then, like I said, one of my label mates who ends up being on my label, being on the same label by the name of Haifa. And then, and it's so funny because I went to elementary with probably like my oldest friend, and his name is Max, and he rapped too.
Okay.
And he's technically on my label now too. So like like when I look at it, I credit starting rapping first with Frank, right? Freestyling. And then I heard Victor Rodriguez and Juan Ortega, they were in my grade and they were good. So they kind of like paved the way. And then when I heard Hoffa, Javi, Max. I was like, shit,
Yeah.
they're doing it. And then it just really cycled me on that to like start writing and reading and
Okay.
just becoming more meticulous with how I structure sentences and
Yeah, of
whatnot.
course.
And then, cause I mean, I could always get on the Houston wave, right?
Mhm.
That's part of the reason why I did that Texas challenge, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I tell everybody, like, I could have got on there and rapped a completely different way,
Mhm.
but I kept it true to the Texas challenge per se.
Yeah.
And because really, and you're the first person to hear this shit outside of George,
Okay.
which is the producer / founder
Mhm.
of the label. But I was gonna diss the whole state of Texas.
Oh, okay.
Like diss everybody with the exception of Houston.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, I obviously I don't know what I was gonna say per se, right? Because I would have to really write it down.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, where do you think you get the way you talk, the way you walk, the music you listen to?
Mhm.
You didn't learn, and and it goes back in here. I love the Valley, but your mom and dad didn't teach you this. You grew up listening to corridos and what is his name in San Benito on the tower?
Freddie Fender.
Freddie Fender. You grew up listening
That's
to
my
that.
guy. That's my tocayo.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Bobby
Yeah.
Pulido and stuff like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But,
Yeah.
And then the same thing, and even in Austin and Dallas, the slabs you get, all of that you learn that from Houston.
Mhm.
Swanging, the drink, you learned that from Houston.
Yeah.
And I was gonna go hard on it. My boy was like, bro, don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. And then it's funny, he says that, and the same day, that's when C Styles ass
Mhm.
does that shit and gets everybody riled up. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, there's no point for me to do it now because
Yeah.
his ass already
someone
did it
else
to
did it.
begin.
Yeah.
So and C Styles is a good friend of mine. So
Uh-huh.
and I tell everybody that, man, I fuck with C Styles hard.
Mhm.
And if you got a problem with C Styles, it's probably because you ain't got no motion. So it's not your fault. But shout out to fucking C Styles, man. But I mean, outside of that, like I was gonna do that, and my boy was like, "Nah, bro, don't do that, man. Just do something real quick." And I had just literally drove back in from Ohio, just got into Houston, and I pulled up to a restaurant in Houston called Aguas Calientes.
Mhm.
And I go there for the gorditas, man. If you're from Houston in the Southeast, you already know about that place.
Shout out to the gorditas.
Yeah. Not the tortas, the gorditas. but yeah, I pull up there and I call George and I'm like, hey, bro, I'm finna just diss the whole state and just come at him saying like, y'all who y'all are, but y'all only who y'all are because of Texas.
Yeah.
And I mean, because of Houston. And he was like, nah, hell nah, bro, don't do that shit. And I was like, fuck, well, let me do something real quick. So from the time I talked to him, I thought about what to say. I jotted it down real quick. And as I'm talking to him, like kind of listening to him, like, hey, bro, nah, this and that. Hey, let's do this. You know, the normal stuff. Within that little 10-minute conversation, I wrote the little thing real quick.
Okay,
and I try to keep it simple, man. But that's why I say, you know, just go listen to it. I'm not even gonna repeat it. Just go listen to it. But I mean, and it just ties into everything in general with music, man. Like I said, I've been doing it forever, man. My cousin and me were in the drum line. The musical selection I listen to. It just like broadened the diverse aspect in music, man.
Okay. That's what's up. And I mean, you know what? You're right in that sense. Like, I've never thought about it that way, but like, yeah, because we didn't have any hip hop or rap influence down here besides what was on the radio or
that was primarily West Coast shit.
Yeah, where it was forbidden. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, shit. I remember listening to fucking Outkast from the get go.
Yeah.
Back in the fucking days, you know, I got my cousins to thank for that shit because they showed me Outkast, fucking Bone Thug. Well, an uncle showed me Bone Thugs and NWA and all the good shit, the Chronic.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I grew up with. But then, you know, hearing Outkast, of course, brought me Bun B. It brought me Pimp C because they were right
UGK,
there. You know what I mean?
So then you
it went into the Houston thing. Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. And it goes back into even 3-6 Mafia when they did that sipping on the scissor.
Yeah.
Like, where you think they got that from?
Exactly.
They got that from coming to the city, man.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, man, shout out to everybody. But that's the one thing I feel like the music industry doesn't do for whatever reason, right? And I get it, man. Shout out to New York, man. You know, they're the mecca of hip hop, you know, breakdancing, all of that.
Yeah. But
and then the West Coast diversified with gangster rap.
But big ups to Outkast for that Source Awards. When
But
nobody wanted
the South got something to say.
Exactly.
Andre
you know,
3000.
that's what put everyone in the South on the map. Like, that was it. That was That was it.
But see, and that's the thing that I didn't really like either, because the Source was more so for the
Wasn't that Benzino's company, or was Benzino's company?
Honestly, I think so, but it was like a New York affiliate.
Yeah,
but
of course.
It brought shed light to what they were already doing, like 8 Ball, MJG.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. It goes back.
Well,
into,
I mean, you got fucking Scarface, Ghetto Boys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's the OG Houston.
Yeah, and that's what
mainstream.
Ice Cube want to do a song with Scarface.
And Tupac.
Yeah, Devin. I mean, they were doing Devin the Dude with Outkast and Snoop, and then you got even on Biggie's Ready to Die. He's shouting out the Ghetto Boys. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I tell everybody. Like even if you talk to any real true hip hop head like this, and when I say hip hop head, it's old school cats, right? Because some of the new school cats don't know about this, right? And it's cool, right? Like I never take away anything from the genre. Like if that's your wave, you know what I'm saying, and that's how you ride it. It is what it is. But you talk to any real hip hop head, 90% of people will throw Scarface in the top 5. And why do you think that is, bro? That's a main influence on storytelling. Anybody that likes Tupac, go re-listen to Smile.
Yeah. Oh,
and
man.
if you can't tell me that, and it's not a competition thing, but if you can't tell me the storytelling ability from Face is not levels above Pac, and he's older, you know, it doesn't matter, whatever the case is. That's why I tell people, don't be sleep, man. Just don't go with the grain if you go against it.
Yeah.
Like,
Scarface just impeccable, bro. That guy's just top notch.
For sure.
Top notch. But shit. I mean, when it comes to the music, boy, I mean, damn. You're right. I did grow up nothing but with the West Coast, and Bone Thugs was the first Midwest, and then 3-6, and then the South. You know, it was an early age, like I said, Outkast and all that good stuff. And I remember in junior high was who? Mike Jones. Who? That's when I was like, what the fuck is this? This is like a new, like it's new. You know what I mean? It's not what it was. Like Scarface and that shit. It wasn't that. And fucking what's old boy's name?
And you get Paul Wall, Slim.
Oh yeah, but like Knocking Boot. What's the group? Knocking the Boots.
Oh yeah, Knocking Boots.
What's the group called?
I forget it. H-Town something.
Yeah, it's H-Town Boys.
Yeah,
H-Town Boys. I mean, like that's OG right there, but that's R&B rap. Yeah, because they're singing rap shit. That's the first original R&B rap group. Like, you know what I mean? Nowadays, what they do.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, man, I think a lot of that type of stuff is what influenced some of the rappers, like Drake. Big Mo. But what I'm saying is like Big Mo.
Oh,
like
Charlie
Zero,
and Tight.
Yeah, like Charlie Boy. Yeah, even Chameleon there when he would try to sing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And then,
I mean, Chameleon, I think, is the king of fucking melodies.
Man, listen.
Chameleon kills every single melody that he fucking does.
It's so funny, man, because it took a long time for me. It's because I'm a Southside cat at the core, right? So I'm from the Southeast, so I'm a Southside cat. So I was always low key a little bit of a hater on Chameleon there. Because he's from the north side, right? But it's like, I mean, you can't, when you talk Houston rap, you can't talk, you know, lyrical a bit. I mean, go look at his 106 and Park, you know, freestyle. And then compare his to Lil Wayne when Lil Wayne was popping at the time. And I'm just saying, I don't have to tell you. Just compare the two and you tell me who did better.
Chameleon.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's facts, bro. Chameleon just fucking kills it.
Yeah, he's solid, man. He's... In Houston, bro, he definitely is in my top 5.
And what I love the most about that genre, or not that genre, that era, what's Slim Thug, Chameleon, Paul Wall, Mike Jones, all them, Magnificent, all that era, is the shit. You know what I mean? They kill it, and the thing is they're not really rapping anymore. Yeah. They're just entrepreneurs in their city killing it,
and
bro.
They still time to time, and that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Lil Kiki,
what's
Paul
his
Wall.
Nagwiwi,
Toby.
Toby Nagwiwi.
I don't know how to say his last name. It's an African name.
Yeah,
I can't say it either, Toby.
Mr. Toby, for butchering your name. But the one song where he got Chameleon on there,
Man, but did you hear how they
My
got
dog.
him on there? Go listen to the Toby song with Paul Wall. And then they shout out Chameleon there at the end.
Really?
Yeah, and then it was that song, and I believe he did a song with Lil Kiki next,
Mhm.
and then he did one with Paul Wall. But even then, Toby, like, he kind of ventured off. He's in Toby's on the
In a
new
movie.
on the new Transformers movie.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
latest one with that one Puerto Rican kid.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's also in another movie too. I mean, shit, that guy's going all over the place,
Yeah.
bro. And it's funny too because I remember, like I said, I don't remember when Controversy Cell came out, but I remember that was my favorite Houston album
Yeah.
coming out of Houston was Controversy Cells.
Yeah, I mean, I mess with that too. Like, the reason why I say that is because my personal favorite album from Houston is circa 2005, and it's from Zero, and it's the Let the Truth Be Told album. That's the album that has Mo City Done starting it off.
Okay.
Right? So from the start to the finish, you know, I honestly feel like when people talk about, can you give me an album that has a banger on every single track?
No skips.
I feel like you don't skip it from start to finish. Like, every song on there is crazy.
If it's Zero, you gotta play it.
Yeah.
If it's Trey, you gotta play it. Those two motherfuckers, I think, are the voices of because they have a unique, deep ass voice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they sound amazing. But my favorite song is "I Hate You, Bitch."
Oh man, definitely
That one, man.
Yeah.
I hate you, bitch.
Yeah,
I never thought I'd say.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
hate
you know what's funny?
bitch.
You know what's so funny? I got a partner named James, and I don't know how true this is, right? And James, I went to school with him in high school.
Mm-hmm.
We went to a school. It was an alternative school called Alta, and James had a picture with Ro
No.
and Ro's mom. I mean, Ro with him, his mom, and two girls. And James told me that "I Hate You, Bitch" was about his mama.
Nah.
I swear to God, he had pictures and everything. And I was like,
Wow.
bro, you don't think that's weird? You just carrying a picture of Zero. He was like, man, that motherfucker used to come around to my house.
Hey.
Like, he was over there all the time. And that song is about my mama. I'm like, damn. So, shout out to James and his mama, man.
Shout out to his mama.
Hey, man. Hey, if it wasn't for her doing whatever
Hey,
she
we
did,
wouldn't
we
have
would
that
never
banger.
had that classic.
Yeah.
Right there.
Wouldn't have that banger.
Yeah, man. But, yeah, and I definitely another pioneer, man, that I don't think gets enough recognition from Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, I don't know why. Like, I couldn't tell you, but it's, you know, the wizard himself, K Reno, South Park Coalition, man.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly feel like when you look at what he encompasses in rap, that it kind of like, if they would have pushed him more or you know, focused more on him, I think the dynamic of Houston would have been a lot different, because he's probably one of the more lyrical individuals that has
Really?
ever graced the mic out of Houston. Yeah.
Oh shit.
And it's crazy. I got 2 songs with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got him on my album, Lethal,
Mm-hmm.
and the track he's on is called Lethal. And then I got him on, I believe it is my City on Standby album. It
Okay.
could be that one. And the song's called My Niche. But I mean, man, it's crazy, man. Like I said, shout out to K Reno, man. He's solid dude, man. Most humble cat you can meet in your life, man. He comes out, does for the community, does
his thing.
Yeah, does his thing. And I mean, he's just always a humble cat. Always makes appearances when needed.
Yeah.
But man, his lyrical ability, all I gotta tell y'all is go look up Grand Deception, K Reno.
Grand Deception.
Fire
K Reno.
song.
Yeah. Shit, man. Hey, I was gonna ask you, man. Let's switching subjects. You said you were driving back from working in Ohio.
Yeah, I was in Ohio.
Yeah. And if you don't mind me
Columbus,
asking,
Ohio.
you don't got to put it out there what it is that you do, but like, is it work that you're gone for a while, like from the family, or you take the family with you?
Well, sometimes it just honestly depends. So this time I went without my kids, right?
And how long was it for?
Honestly, this time wasn't too long.
Okay.
It was maybe like a month.
Okay, that's still a long ass time, bro.
Yeah. But it technically it's the longest I've ever been away from my daughter, man.
Okay.
Like, and I say that because my sons, they're boys, right? I mean, obviously they're gonna need me, but it's different for them. I could call them and text them, and it's real quick. Yeah, Dad, I love you.
Yeah.
My daughter was the one like, Dad, I can't sleep. I miss you, this and that. And I'm like, baby, you'll be all right. She's like, but the weekend's coming up, and I'm like, yeah,
you're not here.
Yeah, I know, little mama, man. I'm sorry. And that was one of the main things too about coming back, man. Like I try to do everything as I can as local as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And if I do have to go out of town, I try to make it for 2 weeks, right?
Okay.
Just 2 weeks. Something that isn't too long, but something that I could do. And obviously, you know, in certain professions, you know, people frown upon it, but, you know, I have the ability to be able to touch and go. Like I got a partner that I'm going to go, I'm actually going to go do some stage setup with him in Dallas tomorrow.
Nice.
So we're going to go do, I forgot what show it is. But we got some shows that we're setting up for, like the behind the scenes shit. So I get to go do that with him for a couple of days, come back, you know, make some pretty decent money doing that.
Okay.
And then,
because I bring that up because I was going to ask on like, I guess kind of like mental health, you know, just to see what you think on that or how you feel, because I've done the whole refinery job and now I'm a truck driver. I'm gone. Shit's hard, bro. And like a lot of people don't know too much about it, and people don't check up on their friends. And just I've seen a lot of posts come up lately, man, about things like that, and you can see where someone is hurting. You know what I mean?
I mean, honestly, man, the biggest thing is like men. No matter what we get taught, it's just a sense of pride, man. That. And it's not even pride. Like, I'm not saying you should talk about all of your emotions with just anybody.
No.
So like
that never.
Yeah, I'm never advocating for that. But to keep yourself all to yourself is to cheat yourself, man. Because somebody's gonna listen. And I think this is what's wrong with everybody. Like, just in my point of view, a lot of people are just so afraid to be judged about what they say.
Yeah.
And but believe me, whatever thought you have in your head, at least 1 million people have thought it before.
100%.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
So, man, if you ever feel some type of way, man, I always advocate to at least seek somebody that you trust to talk about, even if it isn't to say everything. Because I think mental health with men, it gets overlooked. And it's so funny, man. Like Chris Rock said it in a little skit he did, like, men is the only creatures that don't, I forgot how he said it, but he was saying like women, kids, and dogs get more affection than a man's feelings type
I think
thing.
I know which you're talking about.
I forgot how he phrased it, and I wish I had the exact verbiage on that. But it's the truth. Like, I tell everybody this, and it sounds crazy, right? But men are judged, at least in my point of view, on just 4 key categories.
Okay.
4 key categories. Can you provide? Can you protect? Can you procreate?
Yeah.
Right? And can you, how do I say this one? Can you agree to disagree in I guess like a meaningful manner? Because see, the reason I say that is because if you can't provide, you're really not going to get anywhere, right? There's some guys that can get away with it, but then eventually a woman's going to want something else. Yeah. Can you protect? If you can't protect your family or even yourself, nobody's going to want that anyway, right? Can you procreate, right? Meaning, you know, can you make a family? Can you get the hubba bubba going when you need the hubba bubba, right? And then, of course, the reason I say can you mediate, like, is because 90% of conflict is about understanding, even if you're right as a man, you're probably not going to be right to everybody else. Yeah. So sometimes you have to suck it up and move on. Just say, oh, you know it, you're right. It's okay. Yeah. Whether it be at work, whether it be in a conversation, whether it be with your significant other.
I get what you're saying. Like, you got to mind your tongue. Yeah. In other words, because, emotions will get the best of you.
Facts.
And the fact is that those emotions get the best of you and your fucking tongue just starts lashing out.
Yeah.
And that'll make you lose your job, get you in handcuffs, get you to lose your family.
Yeah,
whatever it is,
and it'll
whatever
take
the
away.
case-
It'll take away everything that you were already working
Yep.
to accomplish to build up.
Yep.
So then it's like a catch-22. I had to learn that a lot, man. In my early 20s, man. What shit, man. From high school to my early 20s,
Yeah.
I was, man, I look back at myself and I could tell you that's probably why I don't have as many acquaintances or associates, because I was a motherfucker. Like, I didn't really appreciate, like, what I felt was disrespect at the time. Sometimes
Yeah.
it probably wasn't, but I was the type of person, like, if me and you were having a conversation
Yeah.
and the door opens hard and somebody's like, Fred, in a slightly overbearing tone, like,
Yeah.
Fred, I might get up and slap him.
Yeah.
Like, just because it's like, first off, we're having a conversation.
Why you interrupting
Yeah.
and then with that tone?
Yeah, and then it's like, and I was real hostile. Like,
Yeah.
I was the type of cat, even when I first came down here in my early 20s,
Mhm.
like, my partners, when I first came down here, I was living in Far. I would go to my partners to the ranch parties in Benitas and Mission.
Yeah.
And then we go to downtown and they'd be looking at me because I'd always just be like this, just watching. And they'd be like, man, hey, bro, you having a good time? And I'm like, are you having a good time? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, if you're having a good time, bro, I'm having a good time. Because I was so focused and people don't even understand. And it's not to glorify violence or to make Houston sound scary or, I'm from Houston, so I'm bad. But I went to so many parties, even in high school.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
that ended in crazy stuff, man. Like the middle school that I went to, the year before I went there, I was in 5th grade. The year before I went there, a kid got stabbed in the head, bro.
Crazy.
They killed him, and this is before.
Crazy.
This is before all this kind of crazy stuff that's happening now, right? Like school shootings and shit. But I mean, and it goes back into that. I went to so many parties where, like, if it started at 10, it was over by 11 because somebody got stabbed,
Something
shot,
happened, yeah.
and it was bad stuff. Like, I've never been to so many places in my life, from the south side to the north side to the east side, where I've seen and I've been a part of stomping somebody into a seizure, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking at them, they're literally like tongue out. And as a youngster, I'm thinking I'm Billy Badass, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm a tough guy. But I look back into it and I'm like, damn, I never even know what happened to that dude.
Yeah.
Like my son, Lucas, his mom, the area she grew up in Houston, I used to go there just to start shit with the kids from that neighborhood. Because they were like kids that were from the hood that moved into like more suburban areas.
Okay, yeah.
So their cousins were still from the hood, like from the south side or from wherever.
Okay.
But they thought they were tough, so we'd go over there to crash their parties and beat them up and try to take their girls and shit like that, right? So, I mean, literally, like the house, I was like 4 houses down from my son's mom, and I had a big party, threw somebody, smashed their face up against the car, and it was just crazy. Cops come and everything, but it was crazy because literally, I remember, right, and it sounds funny, but I remember looking, laughing, and staring right at my baby mama's house that she grew up in. And I just looked at it and just mind my business. And when she came down here, I was like, hey, did you know such and such from right here? She was like, yeah. I was like, man, you know, a party that happened, because I'm a couple years older than her.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, yeah, somebody got beat up in the police case. Yeah, I was the dude that beat that guy up. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was like, for real? I was like, yeah. I was like, man, it's craziness, man. But I try to be passive now, man. Like,
yeah, you got it, man. Just, we're grown. We got kids, got jobs. You know, we fuck up and end up in jail, prison.
Yeah.
Well, you're useless, man. You're just
definitely.
You're just a number to the system, and your kids are out here in society without their dad. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And you set everything up to fail, man.
Exactly. And I get what you're saying about like being posted up at a party. Like, even today, I go to a restaurant, any function, to any bar, and my back has to be against the wall.
Yeah.
I gotta see the exits.
Oh yeah.
Head on a swivel. I'm
Yeah,
enjoying myself.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm the same way
But
too.
I need to see everybody and everything.
I try to teach my kids too. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna tell people, right? But I try to teach my kids certain safe words for them to know.
Of course.
Like, at any time.
Yeah.
And I tell people too, man. Like, I like I said, I'm not advocating for anything. But like, if you were to be foolish enough to like come in my house, bro,
Yeah.
I guess it's realistically over for you.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna make it out. And hopefully you have somebody to arrange your funeral, because it's gonna be bad for you.
Because I got me and Mrs. Jones.
Yeah. I hit you with that Mrs. Jones.
We got a thing.
Yeah, nah, definitely. Or I could hit you with the Outcast, and I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's gonna be for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, man,
Yeah.
outside of that, yeah, I mean, I honestly I think that we have to put ourselves in positions. Because I mean, I don't get me wrong. Like I said, I mean, I always feel like you should always be ready, right? And
Mhm.
I heard Ted Kennedy say something like this. He's a MMA fighter. He used to be a U.S. Army Ranger,
Yeah.
but he said something about you don't have to be you always have to be a man that's ready for violence no matter what.
Yeah.
And it's not because you want it, but it's because you need to be able to handle it if it comes. Cause see, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. If you could advocate and use your words, I would recommend it.
100%.
But there is and there will be times when that's not gonna help you.
100%.
And if you can't do anything about it,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a bad look for you,
Yeah,
man.
shout out to my karate instructor from back in the day. He taught me all that shit. No, for real. Like, he told me straight up, like, if I'm teaching you how to protect yourself and your family or your loved ones, but if you use this just to start shit, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Like,
Yeah, nah,
that's
for
what it
sure.
is. Like, learn how to talk your way out of it. Like, first, talk your way out of it.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't work, well then
Yeah,
handle your shit.
Well, see, and this is the biggest thing I tell everybody, man. Like, obviously, I can't tell you what the problem with society is now, with people taking guns to school and all of that. But I can honestly say, in my opinion, I think people forgot consequences. I'm not talking about child abuse or beatings, but I think people forgot about consequences from having somebody slap you in the face.
Oh yeah, 100%. So this is the problem with social media.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They get so used to
Keyboard gangsters.
Yeah, and see, I've had to tell a couple of people, I don't like calling people out, right? But I've had to direct message people like, hey, brother, you got an issue? And they're like,
See,
what do
but
you
that's
mean?
the thing though, is that their response is hostile or big, bad, and tough.
Well, see,
until you see them and, oh, what's up? And it's like,
but see, that's the funny thing. I get a lot of, and I really don't get much now, but I've gotten some where it's on my wall, right?
Okay.
They talk a little rah-rah, but I'll direct message calmly, right? And this is what I say. Hey, if we have an issue, just tell me where you're at. I'll go over there and we'll talk
like
in
men.
person.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean? That's never. I've had one person get real hostile with me, and then I had to just let them know, hey, you know, I know this about you, this about you, this about you, this about you, and if I know that much about you, I know too much. So it's probably not good for you to keep doing what you're doing.
Exactly.
And they really changed their tune.
Yeah.
And it's because, and that's why I tell people, like, I don't want to put nobody in a situation. And I obviously don't want you to put me in a situation. Like, if you have a pistol and you think you have to use it, I mean, you're going to do what you do, right? But I would hope you would just take an L or give me an L. I tell everybody, I don't mind.
It's all about them fisticuffs.
Yeah, that's
bro.
what I'm saying. Like, I tell people what's wrong with people is people are so afraid now to get in a fight and lose.
But also the thing is, and if you're afraid to get arrested, what you can do, if you want to be grown men about it, you can call the cops. And you can, it's called
mutual combat.
Yeah, I forgot. It's a different act. I forgot what the name is. But it's something like, man, I wish I knew the name of it. But anyways, you can call the cops, and you can have a fight in front of the cops.
Yeah,
and it can go on.
And see, and that's
they will stop it at a certain point.
And that's what I tell people too. Like, realistically, what should happen with people is, like, obviously, like me and Fred both said it. If you could put yourself in a situation to amicably get out of the situation, then do so, right?
100%.
But if push comes to shove, I mean, if you're bad enough to push me, then you're bad enough to punch me, and you're bad enough to get punched back.
My biggest, the thing that I hate the most is seeing in these World Star videos or any kind of fight videos is from the art, and most of the time it's fucking drunk motherfuckers. But, but standing, arguing, and all of a sudden that haymaker comes out of nowhere when the person doesn't know it. Those sucker punches piss me the fuck off, bro. Like, if you're about to fight somebody, step back, pick your hands up, and let them know, hey, we about to do this.
See, I look at it from two perspectives, because I feel that way about it too, like pride-wise.
Yeah, but it's never going to happen. That sucker punch is coming.
Yeah, and then I always feel like it too. If once you cross a line with somebody, you know it, right? So we get into a disagreement.
Yeah.
You know, Fred, I don't like what you're saying. You know what, Jay, I don't like what you're saying. That's cool. But once it's to like, fuck you. If you're walking up to me, my thought process is already is I'm in danger.
Yeah.
I would tell you, and I tell everybody this, and it sounds funny, right? I said, I don't know what you believe in, right? But your creator and my creator didn't bless me with long arms. So if you get long enough and close enough for this little arm to reach you, I'm gonna put it into action. And you're probably not gonna like
that
it.
Makes a lot of sense.
And people are like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I'm done talking. If we gonna do what we need to, come on. If not, you can walk away.
100%.
And then, like I said, 99% of the time, it doesn't escalate.
Yeah.
And it's cool. Like I said.
Because a lot of people aren't ready for a chin check.
Yeah.
They don't want that bloody mouth or busted eye.
And I tell people that too. What I learned too is I don't really get that we're arguing and I just sock you out of nowhere, but I will slap the shit out of you.
Ooh.
And see.
I tell you what, that right there.
My daddy taught me that when I was young. He was like, you really want to see where a motherfucker's heart is at and you want to disrespect him? Slap the fuck out of him.
I've slapped someone before, and it's where it makes your fucking palm and fingertips tingle and you fucking itch, and it's like, ooh.
Man, yeah, and seeing that's what I tell everybody. I'm like, look, bro, if this is really what you want, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Like I said, and I tell people, if you want to, if we're going to fight. But if you want to tussle with me, then let me know so I can make sure I have a belt. Because if you're trying to wrestle and hold me down, I need to know beforehand. Because I'm not built for that no more. I'm gonna get tired.
I was about to say that, bro. I was like, we old now. I don't think I got no fucking 3 minutes of fighting in me.
That's what I'm saying.
I got about 30 seconds, maybe a minute.
Man, look, I won't say the names, right? But people that have heard your podcast, guests that have been on here, have had that type of altercation and I've been present.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I won't say your guys' names, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter, right? I don't care if y'all feel some type of way about it or not. But, just out of respect for the other people too. But I went to somebody's house because they were having issues. Mm-hmm. And I assumed that I was going to be the only person there. And this issue was going to be between A and B.
Yeah.
Now, it turns out there was C there. And C and B were already mixing it up by the time I got there.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay. And dang. And C was beating B really, really bad, right?
Damn.
And it wasn't a good look, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, like B came out with heart, showed up, came to hostile territory, did a big drive. Big drive.
Shit.
And, they went a couple of rounds. This was probably, as an adult, like I said, there's nobody there. So this is probably a longer fight than I'd seen in a long time because nobody broke them up. They were already fighting before I got there. And when I got there, they were fighting for at least 5 more minutes. Took a little break, fought again, right? And then, so it's A, B, C, D, E comes.
Oh, fuck.
And I'm like, I thought E was about to run up on B. B and A start arguing. And like I said, initially, I thought it was those two that were going to, have their little quarrel. And then they ended up fighting too. A and B start fighting. B falls down. A starts kicking B. And at that point, I was just like, damn, Buddy's here by himself. So I had to like push A and grab him like, hey, bro, that's cool. See, I already whooped his ass, man. Like,
yeah.
I get it, right? He walked up on you hostile. You had to defend yourself. But, I mean... He's had enough. He's already tired. And Buddy wasn't a small dude, so I mean he's a big dude. So I know but like I said, he took both L's, drove off, and ended it like that. But and I felt a little weird because I've never been in a situation where I've felt like I was in a we're gonna get you.
Yeah.
And I felt like that's what it looked like. Because A and B had their fallout.
Yeah.
And me and B, we made a song together, right? And it's so funny, right? I'm saying A and B, right? Because I really want to say names and shit like that. But like I said, I don't want to bring up old shit for other people, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to be an instigator for either one. And I mean, either way it goes, I don't care, right? If either one of them feels some type of way. Mm-hmm. But, and I say it like this because me and this one dude that took the L's made a pretty badass song together.
Okay.
And that motherfucker never got released because of that shit.
Ah,
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it was like I was cooler with A than I was with B,
mm-hmm.
but it was just like I never had a problem with B.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure, cause see, I'm the type of person where I really love the fair.
Yeah, the
Like,
fairness of it.
Yeah, like you know what, bro? Like me and you, we got a beer. We're having a disagreement. We go to your backyard.
Yeah.
We mix it up. I don't want to kill you, and I don't want you to kill
Yeah.
me, but I just want to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
I want you to punch me in the face. Somebody's gonna win.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna stop. After that, there's no hostility. Because
Have another beer.
yeah, and the reason why I say that is because everybody assumes a certain position, and it's not to say like you're not an alpha.
Yeah.
Or you're not a man's man.
Yeah.
But there's always somebody who's the leader of the group.
Yeah, I get
And
you.
that's always how it's going to be. Right? Now, whether it's because you're more vocal, whether it's because you're stronger, whether it's because you got more bread,
Yeah.
whether it's because you're better looking, whether it's
Mhm.
because you get the most girls.
Something.
Whatever. Something defines you
Mhm.
out of the pack, right?
Yep.
And, that's the biggest thing about watching your circle, because that causes hostility if people aren't on the same mind. Like on the same mind frame. If you're not on the same wavelength with somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
like if I can't applaud you for being successful,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Then I was never really advocating for you to begin with, man.
Yeah.
If you could turn on somebody so quickly, man, and I'll say this shit, I'll bring this shit up, man, because I got a partner from Weslaco. His name's Daniel.
Okay.
And obviously nobody knows who Daniel is except for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he's going through something with his daughter, right? She's been out of line. She's not young. She's 19, 20. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, she's young, but she's obviously an adult.
Yeah.
But she's in a situation where she's making it hard for him because she doesn't want to live with him under his rules.
Okay.
But she's putting him in a situation because she keeps getting incarcerated.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, I know you want to do your job as a father, but at some point you got to look at this as like a hostile threat, man. Like you're risking your mental health for this person,
Yeah.
like over and over. And you can't be the bad guy for trying to advocate and take care of your family, but you can't. You're a bad guy either way it goes. If you help her, you're a bad guy. If you don't help her, you're a bad guy. So it's a catch-22 for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And it's like it goes back into situations like that, man. That if people aren't it doesn't matter. And I say it like this because I'm the type of person that I can cut you off quick, man.
Oh yeah.
And I say it like this because I'm talking about I'd rather lose everything that is materialistic in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd rather start from scratch all over.
Yeah. No,
Than to be in a situation where I'm unhappy with anybody, whether it's friends, family, significant other. Like,
yeah.
I'm at the point, I'm 35, right? So I can't tell you if I have more days ahead of me than I do behind me,
Mhm.
but I'm not going to waste my time, whether it's 35 more years, longer or less, on being unhappy.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are so afraid to change that they won't commit to that. But I
Mhm.
won't sacrifice my own peace of mind for anybody.
Yeah.
Nobody at all whatsoever, man. And ties back into the mental health thing, man. It's-
Mhm.
Sometimes you got to stand on your own ground, and sometimes you got to be broken down to build back up. You got to take a restroom.
Yeah.
break.
The restroom's right there, mijo. If you just walk through that door, it's right there in front. You see it? Just turn on the light.
Yep. Shout out to my boy again. He's
Yeah,
over there
shout-
trying to be quiet. He's like, my dad's doing his thing. They do this thing in school right here. I don't know. I don't know when that
restroom-
became a thing.
Did
Did y'all do that too?
I do remember it. Yeah.
Oh, see, man, I think that
I
might
never
be
did it. I would just be like, "Yo, I need to go to the restroom."
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's a Valley thing. Going back into that, how do you reference the shit that you turn off and on in your house that causes heat and cold? What do you call that?
The AC.
Okay, see, I tried to tell somebody that I never heard anybody else. No, man, I've lived in North Carolina,
Uh-huh.
California,
Yeah.
all kinds of places. But the first time I ever heard somebody in the Valley, they were like, "Hey, can you cut the aircon on?" So you've never heard that either?
I've heard it, but I mean,
But
it's been a while since I've heard aircon. It's just AC. Turn on the AC.
yeah, see, and that's what I said. I was like, "Bro, what is that?" And then they get into it. But that's why I said I don't know if the little finger thing was a Valley thing.
it just like kind of goes to like I've won some money and get into arguments with people from like Midwest or in the West Coast about barbecue.
Yeah.
And carne asada.
Oh man, bro.
And it was like, oh, you got any fajita? Is there any fajita done? No, I don't have any fajita, but there's a carne asada right there. I was like, that's fajita right there. No, that's carne asada.
It's good.
And they said fajita's a dish, and I was like, bruh, no, the fuck it is not.
It's because that's what they think. Man,
This is how I want my money. I said, pull up the anatomy of a fucking cow, the way a butcher does it,
it's a cut.
and show me where it says carne asada, and show me where it says beef skirt fajita. Yeah, now give me my fucking money.
Now, see, and that's what I say. A lot of people don't know that. That's why I tell people it's a cut.
Also, like beef steak.
Yeah,
it's not beef steak. It's beef steak. It's just Mexicans. Can't say beef steak, so they say, "Dame unos 12 libras de beef steak, por favor."
And that's what man. I've had that conversation too, man. When I was living out in the West Coast too, when I was living out in Cali, it was a big.
This happened to me in Sacramento.
Yeah, see it, but it's a funny thing though. But it's because you know what it is though, and a lot of people don't agree with it because, like, everybody takes pride in where their family's from, right?
Yeah.
But it's because, and I say this, right, and a lot of people might get a little upset about this, but it's because California is a little bit more paisa than Texas.
100%.
And I tell everybody,
and they know it.
But see, and that's what I tell everybody is because look, when I say this, I put this with a grain of salt because people misunderstand this. The Mexican food that we make here, regardless of whatever it is, it's better, but it's because it's a Tex-Mex brand style.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the Dallas white folks.
No.
For,
San Antonio
the
and up.
diner. You know what I'm saying?
San Antonio and up is that.
And seeing that, but and there's gonna be places, right? Because and I say this because there's gonna be places, right? Because I know badass places in San Antonio, badass places in Dallas, Houston, Austin.
Oh yeah.
But like I tell everybody, like our flavor is different here. Like in Cali, they're gonna just put salt and pepper on shit. We don't do that. We're gonna put.
It's a Texas thing.
And that's what I tell everybody. Like, it's hard to understand, but
hey,
yeah, it is what it is.
I'll say this: our barbecue's the best.
For sure.
Barbecue's the best.
I tried Memphis barbecue too.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe it's because I'm not a sweet type of guy.
It's the barbecue sauce. It says sweet barbecue.
Yeah,
flavor.
they got real. It's because, man, a lot of times, and I learned this because I grew up. It's funny, man. The neighborhood I grew up in is called Smith Edition, right? It's a good balance of black and Hispanics in there, right?
Yeah.
But man, I learned a lot, man, when I was a kid. Watching some of the black women cook, and they put sugar in a lot of their food, bro. Yeah. Like a lot of shit, and I was just like, damn,
that's a lot.
Like, and then as a kid, you like sugar, so of course it tastes good. But I grown accustomed when I got older that I don't really like sugar. Like the only time I eat sugar, like when people tell, oh man, like especially like cats that I grew up with, they're like, damn Jay, you got big. Yeah, you eating ice cream? Nah, bro. This tacos, man. This tacos and beer, bro. That's tacos, beer, steak. All that good. I don't really eat candy unless my kids have it, bro.
I got you.
Now, if they bust the candy out, and I'm a old school '90s bully. Like, hey,
dad tags, bro.
Yeah, say it again. What?
Dad tags.
What I tell you about the dad tags? I've been telling them about that. They got a taco or something. They're eating something. And I'll be like, hey man, give me a bite. Dad, hey bro, it's tax, bro. I don't. Hey, I didn't make it up, but I'm gonna enforce the rules right now. When you get older, you can do it, or you don't have to. That's up to you.
That's exactly what it is.
Let me ask you one question though.
Yeah.
I know you technically asked the question, but I like to hear this response from native Texans. Since you're a truck driver and since you referenced Cali, you tried In-N-Out before, right?
I fucking hate it. It's garbage.
So you think Whataburger is better than In-N-Out?
100%. But I was recently put to shame on a TikTok comment. Someone made a video from my comment.
Yeah.
And she kind of shut me the fuck up because what she said was 100% accurate.
Well, let me chime in before you tell me what she said, because this is what I tell people, right? And I try to break it down to people because it's a difficult thing to compare and contrast because they're not the same type of restaurants.
No.
And people are like, what do you mean? We're talking about burgers. All right, so I always ask this after I ask, what burger do you order from Whataburger?
A number 5 on Texas toast.
Number 5 is the bacon.
Yeah, but so this is how I do my thing because I'm a cheap ass, bro. I say, a rich man stays rich by keeping his money.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I get a number 5 on Texas toast with some sliced jalapenos, add an extra patty because it's cheaper than getting a double meat.
Yeah.
And then I water size the fries, and that's it.
Yeah, but now watch this. The reason why I say that is because I can say with almost utmost confidence that 99% of people from Whataburger do not get the number 1 or do not get the number 2. That's the number 1 is the single patty.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the double patty.
The number 1 is for old folks. That's what old folks get.
And the reason
number 1.
And then the thing about it is, if a lot of people don't know, if you don't order a burger that already has cheese on it, you have to add cheese at Whataburger. So the reason why I say that is because if you compare the Whataburger to the In-N-Out Double, burger itself, my opinion, is Whataburger is better.
100%.
Now,
because I've tried In-N-Out.
And when I say this, if you look it up for that, without going crazy, right, whatnot, everybody's gonna have their opinion. I say burger-wise, my opinion only. I think In-N-Out is a little better. Now, if we break it down to the restaurant, now watch, the reason why I say that is because if we break it down to the restaurant, the reason I choose restaurant Whataburger over In-N-Out is because you got the chicken salad.
Okay.
You got the chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
You got the boneless wings. You got the patty melt.
Yeah, there's
you
more
have
variety.
More variety.
Yeah, In-N-Out, you have like 5 things, and then a secret menu of it's the same shit, but just with fucking animal sauce or whatever.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
So, and that's what I'm saying. So, but if you go down burger to burger, just break it down to the very basics.
Whataburger.
If you break it down to the very basics, I think In-N-Out is slightly better. Now, if you look at the grand scheme of Whataburger versus In-N-Out, just without comparing the burgers, and you just ask, what is a better place, Whataburger? I think Whataburger blows it out.
I've tried In-N-Out before. I've had the double and the triple whatever and the quadruple whatever.
4x4.
The 4. I've tried all of them in California, Dallas. I've tried them, and it's the fries are cardboard box. It's trash. Now here's another one that I like. Del Taco over Taco Bell. Del Taco is a California thing.
Do you like Del Taco then?
I like Del Taco over Taco Bell.
See,
100%. I don't know what it is. Well, mind you,
they got Del Taco in Columbus, Ohio.
The first time I ever tried Del Taco, I was high as fuck. So maybe that's why it was great. But I tried it again and it was just as delicious.
Hey, I just recently schooled my kids on this too. This doesn't get talked about enough, but if you want the Americanized taco, Dairy Queen has better tacos than Taco Bell. Also,
I don't like going to Dairy Queen because Dairy Queen's a burger joint that sells tacos, and I'm kind of like, stay away. I don't like that. Not my cup of tea.
But technically, if you look at it, it's ground beef.
Yeah, I'll go to Dairy Queen for my fucking blizzards.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dairy Queen for blizzards
or dip cones.
Yeah, Sunday. The ice cream is the truth.
100%.
But I'm just being honest, man. But now Del Taco is fire.
Oh yeah. But let me say this: what the girl said.
Okay, what she said?
She said that Whataburger, that she was pretty much calling it ass, and that In-N-Out it has a consistency, and she goes, Burger King has consistency over Whataburger wherever you go, because she said wherever you go to Whataburger, anywhere else other than the Valley, and this is what I do say. If you go to Whataburger, don't get Whataburger anywhere else but the Valley. Because you get it in Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Oklahoma, Tennessee, wherever Whataburger's at now, they fuck your shit up. It's not the same. Don't taste the same. It's ass.
Well, I mean, if you want to be technical, I feel like the Corpus Christi Whataburgers are better than anybody.
Okay, well, yeah. But, and she said Burger King is better.
Yeah.
And Burger King is fucking delicious in New York, in fucking Oklahoma, in Tennessee.
I stand on this
Minnesota.
100%. Listen, I agree with whoever this chick is. Shout out to the chick.
Yeah.
Because 100%, I'm not a McDonald's cat. I grew up a Burger King kid.
Yeah.
Like, and this is when I learned, if you really want to know the neighborhood you're in, Burger King isn't in all the neighborhoods.
No.
All right, so McDonald's is in every neighborhood.
Yeah.
Rich, poor, whatever. Burger King is kind of like its own little whatever. But in my neighborhood, Burger King was the closest like fast food joint, right? Mm-hmm. And I grew up, man, the Whopper, the chicken sandwich. Man, even the chicken nuggets back in the day.
That's the one thing I gripe about Big Burger King. Their chicken nuggets are ass.
Well, see, but man, I don't know what they did.
They changed it.
They 100% absolutely changed it.
Yep.
And because as a kid, man, legit, it's funny, right? But like, when I say this, right, no diddy. But you could crack open a chicken nugget from Burger King back in the day, and it had the juicy white meat.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
right? Like, that's why I said no diddy.
Yeah,
It's funny.
I get you.
But now you crack it open, and it's just like
sludge.
you look at it and you like, damn,
Do I want to eat this?
No wonder we got so many health problems in America, bro. Like, what are they?
It's deep fried lard.
Yeah, you're gonna sit there. Yeah, you're gonna sit there and tell me like advocate to not drink alcohol and do drugs, but you're giving
Serving me this shit.
Yeah, you're giving me way more poisonous fucking shit. Like, man, it's crazy. But nah, I agree with her on that. Burger King is tough.
Burger King, the fact that they use real onions.
Oh, I love that too, bro. Man,
I just had me a Whopper today, and
then when you
delicious.
Man, do you grill your onions at Burger King? Oh man, I tell everybody to. For one, if you don't like onions, grow up. All right,
100%.
Grow up. But man, I can't stand a person who don't like onions.
I can't stand going to get an order and it's like, oh, no onions, no pickles, no that. You get it the way it comes. Do not make my time going to get the food difficult because I'm gonna forget and I don't want to read the text.
Bro, that's what I tell everybody. Listen, if you got a particular way of ordering, don't ever ask me to get you food.
You go get it.
You go get me my shit because how it comes is how I want it.
Yeah, if not, hey, just add some fucking jalapenos for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna
add.
That's exactly what I'm. 99.9% of the time, I'm grilled onions, jalapeno. Dude.
That's it. That's the only special.
And maybe if it doesn't already come with bacon, you better throw some bacon in
and
there.
I heard motherfuckers before say it has mustard. I don't even want it no more. Like, what are you doing? Why are you wipe that bitch off?
On top of that, though, like, bro, that order a different burger.
Exactly.
And see, and I think this is where a lot of times we don't give fast food people, like fast food employees, credit because sometimes their menus are fucking not easy. Like, you got to understand, you'll order something, and then that's why so many people take shit off of it because they don't know that that's how that burger is already made.
Yeah.
And then you'll get somebody to recommend you, and this is why I get so upset with people that fuck off fast food employees.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, do you want this? And they're like, I asked for that. And they're like,
yeah,
oh,
but
okay, we're recommending you because this is what you're ordering, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and then instead of listening, like people get real hostile, man.
Yep.
Shout out to the fast food industry, man.
I used to work for McDonald's, man, so I know what it is.
I worked for Popeyes. That was my first job.
Oh,
ever,
really?
Popeyes, man.
I've had my share of time of putting some fucking patties and breads on the ground and shit. So
man, you know what I learned?
Motherfuckers that talk shit.
Man, and you know what I learned when I was young? My first job was at 15, bro.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because nobody ever told me not to talk about how much, like your wages
at
work. And I learned this at 15 years old because when I started working at Popeyes, I was the youngest cat there. There was another kid that was my age. His name was Armando Cruz.
Yeah.
But he was a year older than me, which was funny. I didn't know he was a year older than me because he was a grade under me. So, dumbass. But that motherfucker he had been working at Popeyes for a year.
Oh, shit.
Everybody else had been working there for 2 years or however long, right? So when I did my interview, the lady's name was Elsa. And she's interviewing me, and you know, she was like from Peru or whatever, so she had like a thick, oh no, well, what do you want to work here for, Mico? You know, what do you want to work for Popeyes? What can you contribute and whatnot? Sounded damn near like Scarface and shit, right? But I'm like, oh well, you know, I'm still in high school, but I just had a kid, so you know, I'm trying to do the right thing, and you know, she's like, oh for real, Mico, you have a son? Yeah, I'm like, yeah, and I was like, but you guys only pay $5.15. I was like, I need to be able to at least make $6.
Yeah.
And she was like, are you trying to negotiate? And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to negotiate. Like, I need to be able to make $6.
Yeah.
And I was like, if not, then I said, then you're just going to go ahead and lead me down the wrong path and I'll just go do stuff in the street. She's like, are you serious? And I was like, yes, ma'am. I'm like, I'm trying to work.
Yeah.
If you can pay me $6, I can take care of what I need to. And she was like, fine, I'll pay you $6.15 since you were telling me. So $1 over. Like I said, I didn't know you're not supposed to talk about wages.
Yeah.
So we're cleaning up at the end of the day. And the, you know, cashiers are doing whatever. I'm in the back scrubbing. And this one dude, he's like, man, I'm tired of doing this shit for $5.15. And man, I've been here for 2 years. I barely got a raise, $5.25. Man, I've been here for 3 years. I make $5.45. And I'm listening to them. And I was like, I'm just waiting for somebody to say $6. And they were like, man, Juan, how much do you make? And I was like, what? And mind you, like I said, even at this point, especially, I'm a young father, I'm still kind of hostile.
Yeah.
This is probably about when I started to get hostile.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, man, why you worried about what I make? And they were like, I mean, I know you only make $5.15. I was like, shit, I make $6.15, bro. When I tell you, everybody's face was like, nah, this is bullshit, bro. They like stopped what they were doing,
Walked out,
left everything how it was, except for the cashier. Her name was Raina, I think.
Yeah.
She'd been there for like 5 years. So I think she was making like $7. She was like a shift manager, something like that. So she was making right at the time, because this is minimum wage, I said, $5.15. Yeah. But man, she was like, why'd you tell everybody that? I was like, they asked me. I didn't tell nobody nothing. Like, why'd they even ask me?
Yeah.
Man, I got in trouble the next day, bro. And I only worked there for maybe like 2 more weeks, because
it was a thing.
Yeah. And then I learned after that, don't ever tell nobody how much you make, bro.
Exactly. You can't do that.
Yeah, like that's why I tell, like, if you're like, hey, Juan, do you know where to get this from?
Yeah.
Or do you know who sells this for parts or whatever? I'm like, yeah, I can get you. How much does he charge? Hey, man, I'll give you his number. Your price might not be my price.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you how much somebody charges. Because like I say, shout out to Joseph, man. You need jewelry in the Valley, holla at Joseph, man.
Shout out to my boy Joseph, because I worked with him in Port Lavaca. I know homeboy.
Yeah, so he's a cool cat. The reason why I say that is because I got this car a year from him, right? And somebody asked me the price. And I was like, man, well, holla at Joseph for the price, man. He was like, how much you pay for it? I'm like, hey, man, my price might not be your price.
Exactly.
Don't ask me prices, bro. I tell you, I learned that 15 years old, man. Whatever you pay is what you pay. Now, don't get me wrong. If you tell me you're getting a better deal than me, I'm going to certainly make sure I get a better deal now. But I try not to dig deep on stuff like that, man.
Yeah. Hey, man, well, look, before we finish off, I have a question that I used to ask everybody that I'm going to start asking everybody now.
Yeah.
You're going to be the first person that I ask this. What does Juan Lopez want to be remembered as when he's gone? What's that legacy? What is it that you want your kids and your kids' kids to remember you?
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. I honestly, I've been honestly thinking about that lately, right? Because like I said, I mean, I don't know how, right, if I got more years ahead of me, whatnot, or how many more. But honestly, I just want my kids to remember me as being present, man. Like, they're gonna grow up, and I was a young father, man. I had my first son when I was 15.
Okay.
So my oldest son, he's gonna be 20 in July.
Damn.
And I probably wasn't the best father to him, man. And I wish I could have been better, but I was still learning how to be a man at that point.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't listen to my father. You know what I'm saying? I decided to make my own mistakes and learn from them the hard way. But what I want to leave behind for them and for their kids and for their kids, and if my bloodline continues, just that I was there for them as much as I could be.
Yeah.
And that I, like, when they really needed me in the big situations, that I always showed up. Like, outside of that, man, like, I even tell them when I get mad at them, hey, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm your dad.
Yeah.
And you might get upset, and it might hurt your feelings. But in the future, not right now, you're going to understand that everything I did was for you.
Yep.
Because I try to advocate it to all of them, especially my boys, when I tell them this in this fashion. There's only one man that wants you to be better than him in life, and it's me.
Yeah.
Your friends, their friends, your bosses, your coworkers, every man that you're gonna come around is gonna covet something or want something that you have.
Yeah.
And they will do their best, even if it's not direct, to break you down.
Yeah.
They're gonna shoot. They're gonna try to take your girl. They're gonna try to take your promotion. They're gonna try to take. They're gonna try to take. They're gonna try to take. And my job is to make sure that you're built to withstand that.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with my daughter. I only have one girl. I try to just put her in a situation to understand, like, if you are gonna want a man in your life, she's only 6.
Okay.
So I try to show her, like, when she comes to the door, I open the door for her. She gets
Yeah.
in the car, I open
Yeah.
the door for her. When she's getting off, I open the door for her.
Mhm.
Her feet hurt, I rub them.
Yeah.
She's tired, I make sure and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
about comfort. But I tell her, now listen, I do this for you so you can understand that if somebody is not adequately enough to do the little things that I do for you,
Yeah.
you can do them by yourself, or you can always have your dad.
Mhm.
And that's why I say just to be present, man, because I don't ever want them to. Like I said, I tell them all the time, your dad's not perfect, man.
Yeah.
Far from it. And I tell them honestly, you get a good version of me, because people that know me know that I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
A lot of people, your family, like my kids' moms, because I have multiple
Yeah.
children. I said they don't like me, but it's
Yeah.
because I'm a man. And when I say that I'm a man before anything, it goes back into the mental health thing
Yeah.
and all of that.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm always gonna stand on my own 2 feet, no matter what.
Mhm.
And a lot of people don't like that. They don't want you to be a man.
Yeah.
And whether it goes for even helping, asking for help, like I advocate that in the best. So that's what I want to leave behind in the legacy, just to know, I mean, that I was present and always attempt
Mhm.
to move forward, and just to not be afraid to fail.
Yeah. Hey, big ups to that, man. That's what's up. And just quick, let everybody know where they can find your music, where they can find your socials.
Yeah.
And I'll put it right here, man.
Yeah, so you can go on any music platform and just put Music Corruption. And right after that, put J-Lopez. And I'll pop up on all platforms from iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, anything. On social media, you can go J-Lopez 713 MCENT on Instagram and on TikTok, and then on Facebook. It has my government name, so if you know it, if you know it, just quote it. If not, somebody you know has me, and just look me up from there.
There you go. Hey, make sure you follow my boy J-Lopez and Music Corruption, and hey, follow Fred's House Podcast on everything.
Facts.
Facebook,
Everything.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Subscribe. Leave your comments. Leave your hate. I don't give a fuck. Just give me that algorithm push.
Hey.
Throw me out there. You know what I mean?
Best thing you could say.
Exactly. I can take all that constructive criticism, word of mouth. Tell your tia, your cousin, your chueco. Tell your sancha, your uncle. Tell everybody about the podcast. You know what it is. And follow the sponsors: Joe's Hat Co., Kicking Up Smoke, and Pineapple Ninjas. Shout out to all of them. We will catch you on the flip side, guys.
Hey.
Peace.